Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the delay, but we are here set up and ready to go. We are here with break 385, another 25 Elite combo break featuring the 25 Elite Hobby Case as well as the 25 Elite Priority and USA boxes. Our team list for today: Broncos, Nicholas Verwey; Raiders, Nicholas Verwey; Bulldogs, Rod McKey; Sharks, Terry Lynch; Dolphins, Darlene, Steedman; Titans, Daniel Bunt; Manly, Peter Lowe; Storm, Beck, Sommerfeld; Knights, Damon, McIntyre; Cowboys, Peter Lowe; Eels, Daryl, Barton; Panthers, Thornton; Rabbitohs, David Morton; Dragons, Nicholas Verwey; Roosters, William Goodger; Warriors, Nicholas Verwey; and Tigers, Luke Dawson. Alright, there we are. Bring up the chat and my team list. We have our USA and priority boxes. Good morning once again, Nick. Awesome to chat with you. Thank you for your help. Let's find out who our lucky case card winner is today. Alright, I don't think we've had one of these. Number 17 for the Roosters, Jadra Hargraves. Yeah, I don't think we've hit a Roosters in a break yet. Box number 1, let's go. Pink Diamond, Olivia Koenig for the Roosters. G'day, Peter. Sorry for the delay, mate. Well, held up for a couple of reasons, but I got a phone call for a customer. Their email had been hacked and was struggling to change their emails to get their account, everything information back in. Spencer Lenu, parallel for the Roosters. And as I went through that not long ago myself, my household, so not here, my household, all our Gmail accounts got attacked. That was a fun experience. New recruit, Blaze Talagi for Panthers. Parallel, Will Warbrick for the Storm. New recruit, Marky Mark for the Roosters. I actually learnt something when I was going through that experience. I completely lost my Microsoft account. They won't help me get it back. I actually had TAFE information on there from my diploma. I had heaps of paid for Microsoft 365 through that account, and they would not help me get it back or anything. They just closed it so nobody else could use it either. Wade Egan for the Warriors, Vegas. Jacob Preston, parallel for the Bulldogs. Google, on the other hand, not easy to contact, but I was able to recover my account just fine and sorted it all out. Olivia Koenig in the reps. McKey, Abby Church for the Eels. Black League Sensations. Number 3. Leo Thompson for the Knights. Lachlan Ilias, parallel for the Dragons. New recruit, Isaiah Iongi for the Eels. Masters Series in the Kangaroos. Big Tino, parallel for the Titans. In the reps, Dally Cherry Evans. A Vegas, Julia Robinson for the Gillaroos. Matthew Tomoko, parallel for the Raiders. Sapphire Mojo, Connor Tracy for the Bulldogs. Nathan Cleary, parallel for Panthers. Keezy Apps in the reps for Gillaroos. A Ruby Mojo, Addo Carr for the Eels, number 51. Parallel, Renato Multalo for the Sharks. New recruit, Maddie Nicholson for the Raiders. Marquee, Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs. Dally M, Jack Bostock for Dolphins. G'day mate, just quickly checking in to see. Once it's sold out, there's still a few spots left in that one. Tommy Turbo, parallel for Manly. Or, to be honest, it'll be between 386 and 293 with which one goes next. New recruit, Regan Campbell Gillard for the Titans. White Young Guns, Liam Eason for the Sharks, number 47. Cowboys parallel checklist. In the reps, Connor Watson. All good, mate. Marquee, Herbie Farmworth for the Dolphins. Chant, Nico Klokstad, parallel for the Warriors. New recruit Valentine Holmes for the Dragons. Dally M. Isabel Kelly for the Roosters. And Ben Hunt parallel for the Broncos. That's box number 1 done and dusted. New recruit Zach Lomax for the Eels. Tiana Penatani Gillaroos for Vegas. Mawaki Fotuaka parallel for Titans. Isaiah Yo in the reps. McKey, Tiana Penatani for the Sharks. Joseph Tarpanay parallel for the Raiders. New recruit Daniel Saifiti for the Dolphins. Emerald Mojo for the Bunnies. Checklist number 7. Mitchell Barnett parallel for the Warriors. Marquee Delhi Cherry Evans for Manly. Golden Age for the Warriors, number 9. Corey Pay parallel for the Broncos. You can just see Mum in the background over there putting cards away that she's just finished listing. Always important to have that wish list up to date. New recruit for Manly. I don't, Peter. We went through the list the other day. I'm just shocking at remembering. Blake Brayley, parallel for the Sharks. Someone in the break watching the chat might be nice enough to find the post, but there is a post going around on Facebook that has the list of 1-of-1s and golden tickets that have come out. Jesse Arthur's in the reps. Vegas, Nathan Cleary for Panthers. Liam Martin, parallel for Panthers. We hit Raiders. Golden ticket the other day. And yeah, I know there's a whole list that's come out. New recruit Saitili Tupanua for the Bulldogs. In the reps, Payne Huss. Ruby Mojo, Jesse Ramian for the Sharks, number 16. Knights parallel checklist. Black Young Guns, Jack Howarth for the Storm, number 156. Jai Gray, parallel for the Rabbitohs. McKey, Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons. Darlene, Isaiah Yeo. Jeremy Marshall King in parallel for the Dolphins. New recruit John Bateman for the Cowboys. Lehe Hopawate, Young Guns for Manly, 166. Dylan Brown, parallel for the Eels. New recruit Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs. Dalian Olivia Koenig for the Roosters. Jerome Lowe, parallel for the Tigers. Kira Dibb in the reps. And last pack for box number 2. Pink Diamond, Racine McGregor for the Dragons, number 68 of 68. Stephen Crichton, parallel for the Bulldogs. Black Young Guns, Samuel Stone Street for the Sharks, number 66. Kale Iro, parallel for the Sharks. Marquee, Jamie Chapman for the Titans. New recruit Marcelo Montoya for the Bulldogs. Vegas Liam Martin for Panthers. Jamie Humphries, parallel for the Rabbitohs. Jamie Chapman in the reps. New recruit Kurikefu for the Dolphins. White Young Guns, Isaiah Iongi for the Eels, number 23. Ali parallel for the Warriors. Ali Brigginshaw reps for the Jillaroos. Dally M, Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs. Reed Marnie, parallel for the Bulldogs. Sapphire Mojo, Dominic Young for the Roosters, number 15. Reece Welsh, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit, Jazz Tavega for Manly. In the reps, Harry Grant. Parallel, Tommy Dearden for the Cowboys. McKey, Darlene Witeen Zalesniak for the Warriors. Vegas, Ethan Strange for the Raiders. Isaac Tago, parallel for Panthers. New recruit, Sanua Taruva for the Tigers. In the Blues for the Masters Series, Amoli Olaka-Atu, parallel for Manly. Ruby Mojo, JC for the Titans, number 43. Dolphins parallel checklist. New recruit, Carl Lawton for the Cowboys. New recruit, Lewis Dodd for the Rabbitohs. 4 more packets for our third box. Dally M, Kimberly Hunt for the Dragons. Adam Dewey, parallel for the Tigers. In the reps, Quincy Dodd. That one, get it in the right one. Marquee, a big papa for the Raiders. Jacob Saifiti, parallel for the Knights. Golden Age, 53 for the Sharks. Zach Lomax, parallel for the Eels. Box number 4. New recruit Lazarus for Storm. Yes, I know. I thought of you, Nick, when we opened that. Don't worry, mate. Luke Dawson. Nothing for Tigers as yet, Luke. Black Young Guns, Jackson Purdue for the Cowboys. Number 6. Sebastian Chris, parallel for the Raiders. McKey, Samima Torfa for the Raiders. New recruit Jazz Tavega for Manly. Las Vegas Dylan Edwards for Panthers Sharks parallel checklist. In the reps, Lindsay Collins. Marquee Angus Crichton for the Roosters. Dylan Edwards, parallel for Panthers. Vegas, Corey Horsburgh for the Raiders. Tigers, parallel checklist. New recruit, Matt Arthur for the Knights. Andrew Johns in the Knights for the Masters Series. Kalen Ponga, parallel for Knights. In the reps, Xavier Coates. Parallel, Ajay Arrow for the Rabbitohs. Ruby Mojo, Lachlan Galvin for the Tigers, number 51. Jackson Purdue, parallel for the Cowboys. New recruit Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Pink Diamond, Madison Bartlett for the Raiders, number 5. Teddy, parallel for the Roosters. Marquee, Nathan Cleary for Panthers. Dally M, Samima Torfa for the Raiders. Ruben Garrick, parallel for Manly. In the reps, Shanice Parker. Dally M, Eliza Katoa for Storm. Harry Grant, parallel for Storm. New recruit, Hohepa for the Sharks. White Young Guns, Chevy Stewart for the Raiders, number 67. Clinton Gufferson, parallel for the Dragons. In the reps, Millie Elliott for the Jillaroos. New recruit, Sanua Taruva for Tigers. And last pack for box number 4. Golden Marquee, Tommy Dearden for the Cowboys, number 7. Alexander Brimson, parallel for the Titans. Box number 5. Ruby Mojo, Sandon Smith for the Roosters, number 53 of 53. Ryan Pappenhausen, parallel for the Storm. In the reps, Shannon Mato. New recruit, Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Had a couple of these now, but not many. Number 17, the Women's Indigenous Ball Patch. Remember, that gets randomized by itself between all 17 teams. Valentine Holmes, parallel for the Dragons. In the reps, Cameron Murray. That does normally mean that we're probably going to hit a team, a league sensation in this case. That is just what I've found. There is no guarantees in that. Number 6 of 6, Jack Whiten, Black Diamond for the Rabbitohs. So I'm curious to see if we do hit the team league sensation as we have in the past, or will we hit the Master Series so you can change it up. New recruit, James Schiller for the Knights. Marquee, Jamie Chapman in the gold, number 39. James Schiller, parallel for the Knights. McKey, Cameron Munster for Storm. Vegas, Blake Brayley for the Sharks. Rabbitohs, parallel checklist. White Young Guns, Sione Finau for the Dragons, number 221. Corey Horsburgh, parallel for Raiders. New recruit, Ben Hunt for the Broncos. Knights in the Masters Series, Isaiah Katoa, parallel for Dolphins. In the reps, Dane Gagai. Jermaine Hopgood, parallel for the Eels. McKey, Apside Coruscant for Tigers. 386 isn't sold out as yet, so it does not have a date or time locked in for that one. Darlene, Jerome Hughes for Storm. Regan Campbell Gillard, parallel for Titans. New recruit, Stefano for the Storm. New recruit, James Fisher-Harris for the Warriors. New recruit, Jerome Lowe for the Tigers. Dally M, Stacey Awaka for the Broncos. Manly parallel checklist. Vegas, Hudson Young for the Raiders. Dominic Young, parallel for the Roosters. In the reps, Samaima Taufa for the Jillaroos. McKey, Ruben Cotter for the Cowboys. Murray Talagi, parallel for the Cowboys. And that's box number 5 done and dusted. Excuse me. Parallel Isaiah Yeo for Panthers. New recruit Jerome Lowe for the Tigers. Sapphire Mojo, Isaac Tago for Panthers, number 11. Luke Brooks, parallel for Manly. McKey, Adam Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Golden Marquee, Nathan Cleary for Panthers, number 55. Scott Drinkwater, parallel for the Cowboys. New recruit, Saiteli Tupanua for the Bulldogs. Dally M, Abby Church for the Eels. Jack Whiten, parallel for the Rabbitohs. In the reps, Mitchell Moses. New recruit, James Fisher-Harris for the Warriors. Kangaroos in the Masters Series. Marky Mark, parallel for the Roosters. Aromi Tietzel in the reps. Black Young Guns, Jai Gray for the Rabbitohs, number 21. Jerome Hughes, parallel for the Storm. Ruby Mojo, Mitchell Barnett for the Warriors, number 34. Bulldogs parallel checklist. New recruit Daniel Saifiti for the Dolphins. Vegas, Nico Hines for the Sharks. Adam Pompey, parallel for the Warriors. Marquee, Keezy Apps for the Tigers. New recruit John Bateman for the Cowboys. Vegas Matthew Tomoko for the Raiders. Joe Offengowie parallel for the Eels. Josh Kerr in the reps. Dally M, Zach Lomax for the Dragons. Adam Reynolds, parallel for the Broncos. New recruit for Manly. White Young Guns, Fletcher Sharp for the Knights, number 84. Jesse Ramian, parallel for the Sharks. In the reps, Isabel Kelly for the Jillaroos. McKey, Tommy Dearden for the Cowboys. Daniel Saifiti, parallel for the Dolphins. And that is box number 6 done and dusted. Confused myself by taking off the other pile. Let's go, box number 7. Dally M, Angus Crichton for the Roosters. Sandon Smith, parallel for the Roosters. New recruit, Asaya Papali'i for Panthers. White Young Guns, Oren Keeley for the Dolphins, number 115. Storm parallel checklist. New recruit, Carter Gordon for the Titans. New recruit, Jack Whiten, in the reps, sorry. Emerald Mojo, Selwyn Cobbo for the Broncos, number 8. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. New recruit, Zach Lomax for the Eels. Pink Diamond, Mackenzie Will for the Cowboys, number 50. Keanu Kinney, parallel for the Titans. McKey, Jesse Southwell for the Knights. Vegas, Paul Alamotti for Panthers. This work thing is annoying. Anything for Tigers. Missed everything since my last comment. Lachlan Galvin, Ruby so far. Ethan Strange, parallel for Raiders. Don't worry, we had someone watching the break on their phone, on a phone call to Dad at the same time, watching out for their boss so they didn't get busted. Reps Zali Faye for the Eels, so you're not the only one, Luke. Parallel Tyson Frizzell for the Knights. See, I thought doing these early in the morning, I was doing everyone a favour so they could watch the replay, speed it up, you know, but you all want to watch me live. New recruit Jamie Humphries for the Rabbitohs. In the Blues for the Masters Series, Sanua Taruva, parallel for Tigers. McKey, Valentine Holmes for the Dragons. Braden Trindle, parallel for the Sharks. New recruit Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. Dali M. Tiana Penatani for the Sharks. Paul Alamotti, parallel for Panthers. New recruit Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons. Vegas, Isabel Kelly for the Gillaroos. Selwyn Cobbo, parallel for Broncos. In the reps, Patrick Carrigan. In the reps, Ivania Polite. And a Team League Sensation, number 11 for the Storm, Jerome Hughes. Congrats, Beck. Nice hit. Daly Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. Ruby Mojo, Paul Alamotti for Panthers, number 16. Sam McIntyre, parallel for the Cowboys. McKey, Tommy Turbo for Manly. And that's the end of another box. Box number 8. Just pulled one. Couple of black SIGs, but I don't think we pulled any white league sensations. But we did pull the team, Jerome Hughes. New recruit, Chad Townsend for the Roosters. Vegas, Braden Trindle for the Sharks. Marcelo Montoya, parallel for the Bulldogs. Yeah, there you go. New recruit, Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons. Golden Age. Number 102 for Manly. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for people tuning in live and having a chat. It keeps me entertained as I go. Jesse Arthur's parallel for the Broncos. But I know if I was in the opposite and I was one of you guys, I'd be grabbing the phone or the tablet of an afternoon and watching the replay, but I'd speed it up a bit quicker. Ali Brigginshaw, marquee for the Broncos. And probably with a JD in hand. Daly M, Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs. Cameron McInnes, parallel for Sharks. New recruit, Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. In the reps, JC. White Young Guns, Marky Mark for the Roosters, number 81. Panthers parallel checklist. In the reps, Kennedy Sherrington. Sapphire Mojo. Number 17, Jeremy Marshall King for the Dolphins. Jake Trbojevic, parallel for Manly. New recruit, Carter Gordon for the Titans. Vegas, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck for the Warriors, and Ruben Cotter, parallel for the Cowboys. Marquee, Latrell Mitchell for the Rabbitohs. In the reps, Ben Hunt. Going for tonight. I think I end up tipping doggies. But yeah, I don't know. Storm are missing a few players. Jacob Little, parallel for the Dragons. Pretty sure when I was doing my tips though, Storm's favourites. And our spotlight patch, number 102, Campbell Graham for the Rabbitohs. Angus Crichton, parallel for the Roosters. New recruit, Isaiah Papali'i for the Panthers. Yeah, that was the only thing that made me go doggies. Is who was you got Jerome Hughes out. I know Grant's back, but there was a whole list I was running through earlier. Andrew Johns in the Kangaroos. Eliza Katoa, parallel for Storm. I picked Broncos to win. That's not a good sign for them. Normally when I tip, yeah. Reps Yasmin Glidsdale. Mum knows every time I pick them when they're supposed to win.
Yeah, well, they're not favourites, so it's alright. Never say die wrong.
McKey, Bradman Best for the Knights. Ryan Madison, parallel for the Eels. But do you think Harry can do it by himself, Nick? Like, with everyone out, do you reckon there's enough left? Shabaski for the Broncos. Dally M, Shannon Mato for the Titans. Tommy Gilbert, parallel for the Dolphins. A Ruby Mojo, Fletcher Sharp for the Knights, number 49. Luke Metcalf, parallel for the Warriors. Alright, that's box number 8 done and dusted. Leaving only 4 boxes left. We have our 2 hobby as well as our USA and priority. Let's do box number 9. White Young Guns, Tony Francis for the Titans, number 141. Campbell Graham, parallel for the Rabbitohs. White League Sensation, number 62. David Fafita for the Titans. Raiders, parallel checklist. In the reps, Bree Chester. New recruit, Carl Lawton for the Cowboys. Sharks and Roosters. I'm thinking Roosters, not 100. I went Roosters on that one as well. Sapphire Mojo, Kalen Ponga for the Knights. Number 5. Jack Williams, parallel for the Eels. Murphy's Law. Marquee Hammer for the Dolphins. Is that regarding Broncos, Peter? Marquee Bradman Best in the gold, number 10. Bronson Sherry, parallel for the Bulldogs. Parallel Hammer for the Dolphins. New recruit, Kuli Kefu for the Dolphins. In the Blues for the Masters Series, parallel, James Fisher-Harris for the Warriors. In the reps, Zach Lomax. Vegas, Jessica Surgis for the Gillaroos. Payne Huss, parallel for Broncos. Ruby Mojo, Broncos checklist, number 20. Lachlan Garvin, parallel for the Tigers. McKey, Roger Tuivasa Chef for the Warriors. Dally M, Herbie Farmworth for the Dolphins. Bradman Best, parallel for the Knights. New recruit, Lewis Dodd for the Rabbitohs. It's the fastest try in the NRL. Yeah, Fisher's a bit of a legend, I reckon. New recruit, Blaze Talagi for Panthers. Dally M, Julia Robinson, and Sheridan Gallagher. Once again, they will get randomized between, or that will get randomized between those two teams. Jack Howarth for the Storm, unless we do hit another one in the other two boxes. In the reps, Taryn Aiken for the Gillaroos. McKey, David Fafita for Titans. Christian, parallel for the Dragons. New recruit, Marcelo Montoya for the Bulldogs. New recruit, Saya Yongi for the Eels. Vegas, Jackson Ford for the Warriors. Jaden Campbell, parallel for Titans. In the reps, the Hammer for the Dolphins. And that is box number 9. Let's go, box number 10. Last box of the case. NRA, new recruit will pop out. Shannon Mado, pink diamond for the Titans, number 57. David Fafita, parallel for the Titans. New recruit Lazarus for Storm. Aiken's injury cost me my multi last night. Speedy recovery, hopefully. Jill at Las Vegas, Jesse Aramian for the Sharks. Tyrell Sloan parallel for the Dragons. Kalen Ponga in the reps. Vegas, Chance Nicole Klokstad for the Warriors. Xavier Savage parallel for the Raiders. McKey, James Tedesco for the Roosters. Darlene, Harry Grant for Storm. Dream Buller parallel for the Tigers. New recruit Matt Arthur for the Knights. Yeah, get open. In the reps, Lauren Brown. McKey, Payne Huss for Broncos. Xavier Coates parallel for Storm. New recruit Hohepa for the Sharks. White Young Guns, Atane for the Warriors, number 60. Leo Thompson, parallel for Knights. In the reps, Julia Robinson for Chillaroos. Parallel, Tyrone Munro for the Rabbitohs. New recruit, Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Dally M. Millie Elliott for the Roosters. Roosters parallel checklist. McKey, Liam Martin for Panthers. Golden Marquee, Darlene Watine Zalesniak for the Warriors, number 54. Eels parallel checklist. New recruit, Chad Townsend for the Roosters. Knights in the Masters Series. Bellamy Kickout, parallel for the Bulldogs. In the reps, Angus Crichton. Got 3 packets left for box number 10, the last of the case. And there's a white league sensation, number 96 of 96 for the Dolphins. Herbie Farmworth. Roger Tulvasa-Sheck, parallel for Warriors. New recruit, Shabarsky for the Broncos. And last packet for the case. A Ruby Mojo Dolphins checklist, number 43. And Max Plath parallel for the Dolphins. Alright, case is done and dusted. We do have the USA and priority to go. Let's start with the USA. McKey, the hammer for Dolphins. Black League sensations, number 44. Zach Lomax for the Eels. Sanua Taruva, parallel for Tigers. Stars and Stripes, Marcelo Montoya for the Bulldogs, number 44. Jamie Humphries, new recruit for the Rabbitohs. Marquee, David Fafita for Titans. Paul Alamotti, parallel for Panthers. New recruit, Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. Dali M. Zahara Tamara for the Raiders. Dali Cherry Evans, parallel for Manly. In the reps, Keezy Apps for Jillaroos. In the Blues for the Masters Series, Tyson Frizzell, parallel for the Knights. In the reps, Dali Cherry Evans. Vegas, Tiana Penasani for the Jillaroos. Jack Whiten, parallel for the Rabbitohs. You recruit Asaya Papali'i for Panthers. White Young Guns, Sione for now for the Dragons, number 78. Jaden Sewer, parallel for the Dragons. Ruby Mojo, Tyson Frizzell for the Knights, number 33. Sam McIntyre, parallel for the Cowboys. Stars and Stripes, Lehel Hopewate for Manly, number 57. Carter Gordon, parallel for the Titans. Sapphire Mojo, Jermaine Isako for the Dolphins, number 6. Sandon Smith, parallel for the Roosters. McKey, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck for the Warriors. Dally M, Brian Totter for Panthers. Storm parallel checklist. New recruit Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons. Sixth last packet for our USA box. In the reps, Connor Watson. All right. 5 boxes to go, 5 packs to go in our USA. Pink Diamond, Taryn Aiken for the Roosters. Keanu Kinney, parallel for the Titans. Jackson Ford, Vegas for the Warriors. Braden Trindle, parallel for the Sharks. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure I went Broncos over Raiders. And I'm not 100%. Olivia Koenig in the reps. New recruit Zach Lomax. And last but not least for the box, Super Boot. Number 30, Thomas Duffy for the Cowboys. Ethan Strange, parallel for Raiders. And that finishes off the box. Last box for the break, our priority box. New recruit Shabaski for the Broncos. Vegas and Fanua Blake for the Sharks. Jermaine Isako parallel for the Dolphins. In the reps, Isaiah Yeo. Marquee Priority Ruben Cotter for the Cowboys, number 12. Junior Paulo parallel for the Eels. New recruit Chad Townsend for the Roosters. Darlene Stephen Crichton for the Bulldogs. Connor Tracy parallel for the Bulldogs. In the reps, Payne Haas for the Broncos. Ruby Mojo Cody Walker for the Rabbitohs, number 35. Warriors parallel checklist. New recruit Clinton Gufferson for the Dragons. In the reps, Jesse Arthurs. Vegas, Ethan Strange for the Raiders. Damien Cook parallel for the Dragons. Sapphire Mojo Tommy Turbo for Manly, number 12. Parallel Patrick Carrigan for the Broncos. Marquee Keezy Apps for the Tigers, number 26. Dally Kimberly Hunt for the Dragons. And Nico Hines parallel for the Sharks. New recruit Ethan Sanders for the Raiders. Black League Sensations. Yes, I thought it might have been a team for a moment there. Number 41, Jason Saab for Manly. Parallel Connor Watson for the Roosters. New recruit Asaya Papali'i for Panthers. In the Kangaroos for the Masters Series. Cam Munster, parallel for Storm. White Young Gun Priority, Oren Keeley for the Dolphins, number 17. Lindsay Smith, parallel for Panthers. In the reps, Kira Dibb. Pink Diamond, Brody Anderson for the Sharks, number 50. Lehe Hopawate, parallel for Manly. 3 packets are left for the break. New recruit Carter Gordon for the Titans. Reese Robson, parallel for the Cowboys. And our lucky last packet for today, a priority marquee, number 11, Nico Hines for the Sharks. Alright, well, that's the end of that. We have our Julia Robinson and Sheridan Gallagher Dally M to randomise between Broncos and Knights. We have our Gillaroos cards. Unfortunately, no Gillaroos dual sig. We also have our Master Series cards with no sig. And to finish us off, we will do the ball patch, number 17. So that's 4 randomizations to do. Let's change over and get them done. Quick copy. Remember to change screens. There we go. Alright, 3 times around the merry-go-round for the Dally M card. That's number 1, that's number 2, and there's number 3. Damon with the Knights. Alright, chuck them back in there. This is for the Gillaroos cards. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Daryl Barton with the Eels. Next up, we have our Masters Series cards, no signatures. Number 1, number 2, and lucky last, number 3. Damon McIntyre with the Knights again. Excuse me. Last thing, the ball patch. 3 times around the merry-go-round for the last time. There's number 1, there's number 2. And here we go, lucky last, Luke Dawson with the Tigers scoring the ball patch. Alright guys, that's it. That's all for this one. Don't forget to check out the available spots in upcoming breaks for your chance to be a part of the next one. That's it, guys. I will see